to our future. We have a social compact that we have to keep with our senior citizens, with our children, to educate them and give them the tools to compete. There are certain things we know we have to do. That ought to guide our decision making here. It's not just an arithmetic exercise.
Governor, what about the pessimism in the country? What do you see in Virginia as people struggle through an economic recovery that still has unemployment so high?
Well, I tell them Virginia's open for business, and I'm trying to tell that story around the country and around the world. I mean, we're down to 6.3% unemployment. We've been growing at 9 to 16% over the last 6 months. And I tell you, the reason I think we're there is we made all those really tough decisions last year, David. We balanced a $6 billion deficit without raising taxes, mostly through spending cuts, and it included education and included health care. And yeah, there was some short-term pain, but you know, we ran a surplus within 5 months. We're going to have a big surplus this year, and so now we're coming back. And here's why. Governors have a balanced budget amendment. We can't make excuses. We can't form committees. We can't kick the can down the road. We can't do CRs. We can't increase the debt limit willy-nilly. We've got to make tough decisions, and I think that's what the Congress and the President need to do. Now, I will say, in fairness, most of this deficit's been run up by Republican presidents over the last 30 years. It's a bipartisan problem.
There's no question.
And we need bipartisan cooperation to get it fixed.
That. And look, you're a good guy, and I commend you for trying to wrestle with this problem. And you made some cuts. Your predecessor made billions of dollars of cuts right before you left, but you also balanced your budget with $1.7 billion in money from the Recovery Act. You balanced your budget by borrowing $3 billion against future receipts on transportation to fund your transportation program. You borrowed money from your pension plan that you're going to have to return. And you did it because you were managing through difficult times, and you didn't want to burden the taxpayers of your state through these difficult times. But those bills are going to have to be paid. So you are wrestling with the same problems that the president, governors, and mayors are wrestling with, and there are no easy answers.
Well, the difference is governors have to balance budgets, and I think the mayor probably does too. The federal government, for the longest time, hasn't. You know, 30 years after the Second World War, we cut the deficit every year. The last 30, we've, for the most part, ratcheted it up. 72% of GDP now tied up in debt, heading towards 100 plus under this budget, or frankly, the Ryan budget. And for most people, David, they don't get it why Congress can't find a way to cut the deficit.
When you borrow billions of dollars from future receipts, and you borrow money from your pension system, and you say your budget is balanced, the next governor is going to have to wrestle with that. But I know you only have one term there, but the next governor is going to have to wrestle with
Mayor Bloomberg, the issue for President Obama, handling of the economy, if you look at recent polling on this, that's still an area of considerable weakness for him. 57% disapprove of his handling of the economy. You have something of a pulse on independent voters around the country.